What's going on, Aces? Welcome back to the channel. GIgi Hadid, who's a famous model, she and a friend were arrested and fined for possession of Mary Jane in the Cayman Islands earlier this month. So she and her friend Leah McCarthy allegedly landed July 10th at the Owen Roberts International Airport in Grand Cayman. When her luggage was scanned by border control agents, they discovered relatively small amounts of Mary Jane, the outlet reported, and were arrested on suspicion of importation of Mary Jane and utensils used for the consumption of the Mary Jane. I'm calling it Mary Jane, but they're calling it something else because we keep it family friendly over on this channel. On July 12th, the two pleaded guilty and were fined $1,000 each, and no conviction was recorded, according to Cayman Marl Road. Okay, so that's cool because and the Cayman Islands is real like chill. So the fact that they don't have a conviction on their record, either they had really good lawyers or I don't know the Cayman's policy in terms of Mary Jane, but um yeah, because international, when you travel internationally, and I guess, like I said, every country is different, but that would have been a much bigger deal elsewhere. So, a spokesperson for Hadid shared this statement saying, quote, GIgi was traveling with Mary Jane, purchased legally in New York City with a medical license. Oh, okay. I got it. It has also been legal for medical use in Grand Cayman since 2017. Her record remains clear and she enjoyed the rest of her time on the island. Medical Mary Jane is indeed legal in Grand Cayman. However, traveling into or out of the territory with Mary Jane is not allowed, even with a prescription. Okay. So, see, here we learn something new every day, right? Because, again, international, trafficking of a substance that like for instance, mace is legal here, right? I'm sure it's legal in other countries. I don't know about Grand Cayman's their use of weapons, but you can't bring it into an airport. I remember traveling one time and we were stopped. I'm not going to name the country, but I was traveling with a friend of mine. They took his bug spray, his mosquito spray, and was like, "What is this?" And I took it out of the agent's hand. And I just threw it away. I was like, "It's trash." Like, I just wanted to get home. And so you have to be very careful when it comes to airport security. I'm surprised she was well, I was going to say I'm surprised she was even allowed to fly out of New York City with that. But even if she has a license, because again, you can't after 9/11, you can't travel with, larger bottles of shampoo and conditioner that are more than 4 ounces. You have to take off your shoes. You have to do all these things. Now, what I will say is other countries, it's a lot, more lax in terms of security measures. They don't make you take off your shoes and, they don't throw away larger bottles of your, shampoo, conditioner. A lot of things are duty free and things like that. But controlled substances are something completely different. And so I'm glad that she was going into, Grand Cayman and not somewhere like Singapore, because when you look at what happened with Brittany Griner, all she had, I think, was like a vape pen, and it was just a couple of drops of Mary Jane. And she had a medical license as well, but every country is different. She ended up in a Russian prison. Or when you look at, I think it's like Singapore, I think the penalty is, you know, you being unalived over there. They do not play. I'm actually going to bring you guys a story later as well about recently a U.S. soldier has just been detained in North Korea. And here's the thing about traveling overseas. I really enjoy it. I feel like I've done it. I've been blessed. I mean, I haven't been like everywhere that I want to go, but I've been to enough places to where I can safely say that you have to respect the laws and customs of other countries. And I feel like a lot of people who are not taught that at a very early age, whether it's because they're privileged, entitled, etc., nepo babies, whatever, a lot of people overseas have this stereotypical ideology of Americans. It's not necessarily always positive. But from their point of view, a lot of it is not unearned either. A lot of people that I've seen, and not just Americans, Canadians, a lot of people from other, European countries, mostly Western, are very demanding, are very loud, are very obnoxious. Okay. So when you're traveling, I don't know if I honestly don't know if people are freaking out because of COVID. And when I say that, I mean because, the pandemic had us cooped up inside for so long. Because I've been seeing an uptick, an increase of people just going on planes and just wilding out. Why would you feel like you could take that substance in the airport? And I'm so surprised that she didn't get dinged in New York City. And it must just be because she is, a Hadid sister, a model, because you can't take stuff like that in an airport. And then I'm thinking, if she flew private, then how would they? Oh, customs. That's what it is. That's where so she probably did fly private. But yeah, customs is where they'll get you. Well, I mean, the good news here is like she didn't get into any trouble. I mean, $1,000 fine for someone who has as much money as GIgi Hadid is not. It's like, a nickel. And there was no conviction on her record, and she ended up still posting and enjoying her vacation. So I just think that, there's a bigger lesson to be learned here, is that when it comes to, going to an airport, I don't understand. Like, people, they get belligerent, and I don't understand what is going on. I know you guys might think that I'm like a conspiracy theorist when I say this, but I'm wondering if COVID, because you know how it affects the part of the brains, like if you can't taste or you can't smell, those are, functions of our brains. And my thinking is, I wonder, since it's so unknown, if it has affected, some sensory or some part of our brains that allows people, that changes our behavior. And because, it has affected everyone so differently. Like, some people, they would be, asymptomatic, and then other people would have, symptoms. Like, I was one of those people who, I was sick for about 2 weeks, and then, I ended up getting better, and then I got the vaccines when they came out. But other people, unfortunately, it was fatal for them. And so, but the ones who did survive and are suffering from long COVID, because a lot of people have said that they've been suffering from long COVID, I wonder what parts of the brain it has affected, and how that has affected people's behaviors. Because I don't understand why I've been seeing so many people just like wild out on these planes. Like, they're fighting, they're just going off. And it always seems like it's on planes. And I'm just like, man, like, I used to love to travel. I mean, and I still do, just not as often because everything's going up. But yeah, you guys just take care of yourselves out there. Be smart when it comes to going to the airport, because anything that happens in an airport is a federal crime, and you do not want that. You don't want to be put on a no-fly list either. So that's all I got. I want to bring you guys the story of GIgi Hadid. She's obviously going to be all right. Yolanda Hadid and her dad, that money is long, and that fame, that name, she's covered. But for you and I, we got to be a little bit smarter. So I hope that, you guys just take every precaution that you can when you go to the airport. With that being said, please be sure to like the video, subscribe if you haven't done so already, and I will talk with you later. Take care, aces. Bye.